We try taking this one then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Sophie, stand up there.
What?
How many ladies can you see?
No, he stands on that.
Oh, she stands up.
In this picture.
Yeah.
I see a lady.
No, how many?
A lady? Just the one?
I see one.
Lads, can you see one or two ladies in that? I feel like it's going to be two. Because it looks
Well,
like one, but I can't see the second one.
I'd say three, so
It does say how many ladies, so there has to be more than one, right?
ladies, yeah. I'd say three.
Or maybe you're good at maths, I don't know. Can you not see the old lady there, no?
No, I do see her.
Is she young or old?
She looks ancient.
Like young but in old clothes.
Yeah.
Right. And do you see, if I was to go like that, do you see do you see a chin?
No.
You don't see a chin there? A mouth?
Oh yeah, there's two. Yeah, nose.
You see that?
I don't see it.
I see the nose. Yeah,
I don't. I swear to God, I actually don't.
that's the nose there.
It could be a matter of perspective, right?
Where's the eyes?
The eye is
Where's
there.
the eyes?
That's one eye,
Oh,
and
I
that's
see
another
it,
one.
I see it, I see it, I see it, I see it, I see it. Yeah.
Okay, are you-
The bat, lads.
Oh, yeah.
I think she might have had a few.
No, I actually can't
Are you any
see
good
it.
at maths?
Yeah, go on.
You sure? You can try that one if you like.
1,000 plus 40 is 1,040. Now other 2,040, 2,050, 3,050,
This is good.
3,090,
Yeah, very good.
3,100.
That's the not often most people get it wrong, right? You got it right first time.
Oh, lads, you hear that?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, one more. What do you read there?
God is nowhere.
Well, no, that's what some people read, but is that what it says?
God is nowhere.
No, go. This.
No. Come on now.
Go is this one.
There's two ways of looking at it, right?
Come on.
You could read God is nowhere, or you could say God is now here, right?
God is not here.
So-
Yeah.
But there's no T.
What?
There's no T.
I said God is now here or
Oh.
God is nowhere, right? It's either one or the other, right? And this is
yes,
what I'm
yes,
actually
yes.
what I'm doing, trying to get people into a conversation, because some people accuse me of being an atheist.
Yeah, I'm starving. Come on, I want chicken burger.
Do you know what I mean? Some people think because I have that there, they read it as God is nowhere, and they said you must be an
Because you only
atheist.
see the where at the end, and you're like, oh.
Yeah,
Jeez.
but if I was to ask you a quick question, I know they're trying to get away. Do you think God is nowhere or God is not here?
I don't think he doesn't exist.
What?
I say he doesn't exist.
We're going.
I'd say he does. I'm sorry, I have to go.
Take one of these with you, then. That's
Okay,
one.
I will.
You might find that useful.
Okay, thank you.
Was it Lucia? Was it Lucia? Was it?
We talked the other day.
Yeah, Lucia. You look at you
Oh
looked
my
at,
God,
and you know what? Actually, I didn't tell you this, but I thought I was recording it because I record it for my YouTube channel, and I never got it. It didn't record a thing. So
Oh, too bad.
anyway, did you have any further considerations?
Like, I've been thinking about it. I'm glad we had the talk and everything, but it's just, I don't feel it's my time to go further.
Well, I'll tell you what. You never know when is your time.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like my brother-in-law just died today, like out of the blue, right?
Sorry.
So what do you know? And you think, well, he's only 67 or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, people can die like that all the time. And they said,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm ready yet.
Yeah.
But then they're never ready.
Yeah.
See? Hello.
Hello, what is that?
Well, that's a quiz.
I'll see
Okay.
you in a bit.
That's a quiz. Where are you from?
Donegal.
Right. So what? Basically, we're asking people, what do you see there?
A woman?
A woman.
Yeah.
Just a woman.
Yeah, just one.
Okay, see what it says there? How many ladies can you see? Right? So obviously that would imply that there might be more than one. You see a one
Yeah.
as a young or old,
About mid-20s, early 30s.
and she's looking over her to her right, is she?
Yeah, and she's got a fender on her
Well,
head.
there's actually an old woman there as well. I don't know if you can see her or not. Are you guys together? Are you all together?
is,
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, there are. I don't know if you can see the two there, but it's a matter of. You can't see?
I've seen this before.
Huh?
I've seen this before.
Can you see the old lady? Oh, there you go. Some people can see it, some people cannot see it, and sometimes we have to help people. But my objective, of course, is to help to change people's perception, right? So, what are you reading in that box there,
God is nowhere.
right? And yet, that's some people read it differently, right?
Go this way.
God is now here.
Yeah, God is not here.
Oh,
And you know
yeah.
what? I was over in Tralee, and some people assumed that I was an atheist. And I said, "Why would you say that?" Because you're going around. They had the religious people come up to me and saying, "So you're an atheist?" And I said, "No, I didn't make any statement at all. I'm just saying, what do you read there?" Now it does open up conversation, right? You got ones who say God is now here, God is nowhere, and we have that conversation. And I'm here, actually trying to do a bit of preaching. Does it sound like it?
I didn't think that.
No, no, I know, because I'm not in your face about it, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
You know. But if I was to ask you the questions, I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah.
If I was to ask three basic questions, would you like to answer them?
Ah, sure, go on.
Okay. Okay. The first question I've asked lots of people is, do you believe that there is a God?
Yeah. I know.
All right. Now, before anyone answers that question, they should always ask for a definition, shouldn't they? It's like, what do you mean by God? Right? And what do you mean by the God that you say you do believe in?
Yeah.
What is God to you?
I believe there is someone watching and trying to guide you in the right way.
Okay. Now the God that you kind of shook your head you don't believe in, is that what is it the God like she described that you don't believe in?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, because you could be saying, I do not believe that there's a alien power somewhere in space with a big long beard, whatever it might be that you said I don't believe in. Right? So that's all. Yeah, how about yourself?
I'm the same.
Okay.
I don't believe.
Now you wouldn't be an atheist, I'm sure. More agnostic, is it?
I'd say I don't know. I don't think anybody knows. That's why.
Oh, right. But it's just that I've met several people who claim to be atheists, and then in the final analysis they said, I'm not claiming that I know for sure. I just don't know if there is a God or not, right? Because if you said I know for sure, then that's like quite a claim, isn't it?
What is it?
Yeah. So so most people would just say I just don't know.
Yeah.
Of course, the evidence could be staring them in the face, and they still would say I don't know, right? So, my second question, right? We can move on for that one. Is do you have a soul?
I don't know.
I don't know the answer to that.
Well, you have to ask again. What is the soul though? What is it? You may hear songs saying the person that's soul music, or you might hear someone saying, "Well, this person's the life and the soul of the party." When we say soul, what do we mean? Because if you said, "Oh, I don't have a soul," could it be? Some people said it's my personality. Do you have a personality?
I hope so.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, is it more than just a personality? What do people mean by soul? You don't know, and you say you believe that there's a God, right? But what soul mostly, what people say is it's that immaterial part of you, sometimes called soul or spirit, okay, which is your personality, that it lives on even after your body's dead. That's why I asked that question, you see. If you said, well, I don't think I have a soul, then all you are is just a physical body. And then what is the difference between you and somebody else? Where's your personality come into it? All of those things, okay? You understand?
Yeah.
And the third question, this is a tough one. What do you think is going to happen to your soul, should you have one, right, when you die? What do you think happens?
I think that's the end.
The end.
Yeah.
The end. Just, you're as good as just your body. That's it.
I hope there's something afterwards.
Sort of ceasing to exist? How do you
Yeah,
think?
I believe that. Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's kind of wishful thinking. That's my
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what a lot of people would like to think that it's just going to be like pulling out the plug on a computer and everything's lost unless you have it stored on a hard drive or something, right? But they're really not sure of that. So they said, "Well, I don't know. I'm just hoping that that's the case." But what if they're wrong? Then you kind of have a wager, like you say, "Well, what if I'm wrong?" Well, I don't believe that we just die like that. We're more to that. We protect our own lives. We want to live, for a reason, and we're made in the image and likeness of God. So I believe that there's also going to be a day when everyone's going to face a judgment, and they're going to be responsible for the way they lived on this earth. Okay.
I remember a quote from Ricky Gervais. You might know it already.
Yeah. What is it?
Something like, I don't know, 1,000 gods or something, 3,000 gods.
Mhm.
And I just believe in I think he's an atheist,
Oh, he probably is.
and he's talking to like whoever. He was saying, I believe in one less God than you,
Yeah.
versus whoever it was. There's different religions and all that stuff. And it's like whatever your belief is, but you don't believe in other certain religions.
Well, we would certainly challenge people's beliefs on those things, right? Supposing in Hinduism, for example, there are 330 million gods, right? Huh? Well, there you go. Now, what do they consider a god? Anything that moves, it sounds like, a rat. Oh, it's a god. And they pray to things that, like, oh, pray to the mountain, pray, whatever it might
What would
be.
make them wrong compared to you?
Well, because
Or not?
when you define the meaning of God, right, it's not just a thing that you made yourself. If you could make a God, which is what they're basically doing, from your imagination, then you're the creator of that God. That's a bit silly, right? The way I define God is a being that has always existed. Now, if I was to ask you a basic question, I need to stand over here a second. If I was to ask you a simple question, how do you account for the existence of anything? What would you say?
I think I'm well undereducated to even know that answer.
Well, you know things exist, though.
I think, yeah, I do, but I
Right.
think
How would you account for their existence?
I don't know. I think
Well,
there's
well,
much hierarchy.
I'll tell you what. Right, there's two basic possibilities, right? That things have always existed, or that they were brought into existence. Which one do you think the most of the scientific world accepts?
Big Bang Theory.
Which is that things were brought into existence,
Yeah.
right? And they had come to the conclusion things have not always existed. Therefore, they came up with the Big Bang, right? And that aligns more with what I believe, that there was a beginning. But the question is, how does something come into existence from non-existence?
I just don't think that humans in general. I think we have, from my perspective of
Yeah.
religion, I think we have so many differences down to the smallest thing, down to our political beliefs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us really know how it all happened. I think religion is something that started thousands of years ago. We didn't even know that the earth revolved around the sun. That
Yeah.
was the opposite. I think
Uh-huh.
just perspectives have changed, and that was something that happened
Hello. Well,
that was consistent
yeah.
throughout history. But I just think it was also just we didn't know.
but people always did think about those things, right?
We did, yeah.
And
But I think,
that may have given rise to some religions,
yeah,
but
I think
also
it's-
to philosophy.
I think it's also just a bit of, humans having a bit of, what's the word for it? Just, being creative, trying to think,
All right.
trying to find these answers to what happens after we die. Like my trying to dog that died recently. Do I think he went to heaven?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Do you not think so?
A dog, no.
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 So only humans go.
Well, I mean, we have something different about us, more than just the personality.
Maybe a bit more mentally advanced. In the
Not
sense
just
of
mentally.
the word.
I believe we are creative because we are made in the image of a creator, right? That's why we are
Humans,
creative. Yeah,
especially.
yeah. But getting aside from all that, I'm just simply saying that philosophers for years have tried to work out the basics. Like when it comes to binary stuff, like it's either created or not created.
Yeah.
Well, okay, they have to realize, like, well, things are created because you see it all around you.
Yeah.
Now, something or someone, that's your only options, brought those things into existence. Otherwise, they always existed. And things, you do agree with me, I'm sure, that things cannot create themselves.
So do you think there's other life?
Oh
in
yeah,
the universe?
oh yeah. Whatever you call that life.
But do you think there's other life like humans that can think about these type of questions? Not like a dog, because you don't think dogs go to heaven. You think humans.
I believe that, for example, biblically speaking, right, there are creations called angels. They are another existence, aren't they? They're not human, right? And if you read the book of Revelation, you've got, there's all kinds of creatures described there, okay? Now, whether they're supposed to be caricatures of something, we don't know. But,
Yeah.
but certainly, I don't believe that there's, like, in some sort of Star Trek-y thing where there's people on some other planet living out their lives.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
So you think humans are the apex
No,
of life?
no. We are not the center of the universe.
Or we go to heaven.
Well, we're not necessarily going to heaven at all. I'm just saying.
I guess I don't know your beliefs.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that I'm trying to get down, because you can't proceed further in that kind of conversation unless you determine whether you believe that things can come from nothing or not. Do you believe in magic?
But it comes, where did the God come from then?
Well, it doesn't have to have come from anyone,
So
right?
the God doesn't have to come from anything.
No, it
but
doesn't have to.
it doesn't.
No. The unseen cause, the first one who pushes the dominoes over, right? Whereas when it comes to existence, as I said, the most common view held by many is that the universe was brought into existence, but it didn't do it by itself. And you know what that means? And I'll boil it down to this, that you've only got two options. That either something, an unseen thing, started that, or it was an unseen someone. So most people, you might even go, there has to be something that, otherwise there would be nothing.
Yeah.
You do realize that, right? Nothing would exist at all unless it was brought into existence by something that is outside of all of that. For example, and I don't want to hold you up, but when I say the universe, what do I actually mean? The creation of the universe. It is five basic things, okay? Time, space, matter, motion, and energy. And they all had to come into existence at the same time. And can you separate one from the other?
I don't have the answer to that question.
Well, I have in my hand a key. That is matter. It's taking up space, right? If I was to throw it to you, it would go through motion. It'd take motion and time and space, right? You can't separate those things, but you can distinguish between them. All I'm saying is that they had to be brought into being by something or someone that is outside of time, outside of space, outside of all of that, that brought it into existence.
What does believing in it do for you personally?
Oh.
Like if I don't believe in it, or if you believe in it,
I would say you do believe it, but
I
you,
do.
yeah, 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 but that you just suppress that knowledge and don't want to acknowledge it. Like the building right there. Do you acknowledge that there was a builder of that building?
Yes.
Right. Now, would you need to see the builder?
No.
So why do you believe that there was a builder that built it?
So buildings get built.
Right. And universes, they just, on the other hand, build themselves, right? Or
We know the answer
so
to that.
do you see anything in the universe that is a standard pattern, for example? As you look out into space, there are stars, there are planets, they all seem to be round. Well, this is what I've seen, right? And they're spinning and things like that. Now, if you look down to the very smallest molecule on Earth, right, is there any detail in that? Is there any language in that? Is there any, like, a data in that? For example, the DNA strand. Is that a language, they say?
I suppose it is in a way.
Right. Where does that come from? It just creates itself? Or is there a intelligent mind behind that? If you said, I just believe it just created itself, I would think then you must believe in magic.
I believe in magic.
Yeah. No. But you believe a building cannot build itself, right?
I just don't think. I think just to think that
You're
the
very
Big Bang
quiet.
Theory didn't happen.
The Big
Wasn't
Bang, the Big Bang
Whatever
Theory.
it was, but like if that couldn't happen on its own.
It couldn't. You're right. You're
To
right.
be fair, you're more educated on.
No, I'm not. I'm not really. I'm really
Well,
not.
You are preaching.
No,
You're-
come on, I'm
you
not-
are,
I'm
you
not
are
really.
outstanding. I don't think-
Outstanding. I heard about the scarecrow who was outstanding in this field.
Yeah, but I don't really read up on it too much, but I just think logically, if that can just start, if that can start from something nothing,
But it didn't start from nothing.
they
That's the
say it was a
thing.
big explosion. Or
Well, that's
something.
not nothing.
Whatever. If that started,
It started for sure.
the only difference is you think it was started by somebody pushing.
Oh no, I said it's either someone or something.
Someone or something.
Right? No, I prefer to say the someone. But if you want to go with the something, that's fine. But don't say it started by itself. That's all.
I don't know how it's. I'm not
Okay.
educated at all about.
Well, let me see what your options could possibly be. Something
You think it's
creates
created?
itself
I think
from
it's way too
nothing.
complex.
From nothing. Something creates itself. Something is not decides to bring itself into being.
Yeah.
It cannot, in under any circumstance, happen.
I think just humans are a bit full of themselves to think that we could ever figure out how it actually is.
We don't have to figure it all out, but you could have a possible thinking about it and say, well, I don't think that's
You believe
reasonable.
in prayer.
Yeah.
You believe in prayer, so to the extent.
But if you wanted to find the meaning of prayer, that's up to you.
But no, but it's more. It's not what I'm. Do you believe? Or how do you pray to God? What do you think that does?
Well, God hears prayers, and if it's according to God's will, He answers it.
So what is God's will?
Well, you'd have to determine that by you could say, Lord, if this is your will that I should go to a certain place, then what you're going to do is maybe make that obvious to me, open the door. And if it's every circumstance is going against it, you might go, why is everything I do, every door I go through just closes in my face? Like, why is that? Maybe I'm getting enough warning to say, don't do it, right? Or it could be that I can read in the Bible itself, this is God's will for you. And I would know what God's will is from a black and white text there. But not everything's in this. Like, what job should I take? Where should I go? Who should I marry? Those sort of things are not going to be in the Bible, are they? So you would just maybe pray for some sort of a direction on that sort of thing. That's all.
Do you believe people who don't believe in a God or anything? Do you think what happens to them?
I do believe that everyone believes in God.
Believe-
Yeah. Look, I've met what you call militant atheists, right? Where I asked this particular militant atheist, would you go as far as saying you know for sure that there is no God? She said to me, I wouldn't be as presumptuous as to say I know for sure. I said, so basically it's down to your beliefs then. You're just saying you don't believe in a God, that's all. She goes, yeah. So she wasn't as much a militant atheist as she made out to be. So a person who says, I don't know, is at least admitting, I don't see all the evidence around me. I'm ignoring the evidence. And maybe this is the real reason why I think it's because people have got an idea in their head already what God might be like. And basically, our human attitude toward this God is, don't tell me how to live my life. And we're basically rebels against the creator of the universe. Don't tell me how to live my life. I live my life my way. I'll be the God here. I'll be the one who decides what's right and wrong. So we are God makers of ourselves. We, as John Calvin said, the heart of man is a perpetual idol factory. Have you ever read any of the Bible at all?
I am not. No.
There you go. Now, if someone was to walk up to you and say, do you know anything from the Bible? You simply would say, I have no clue. You don't know whether it's true or false. You haven't even read it, right? That's why I'm giving out these. And maybe you would take one and read it so that next time someone asks you, you can say, I have not read the whole of the Bible, no, but I have read a small section of it. I'm more educated than some people. That's all. Because you might read this, and if this is the Word of God, right? Think about that. The Creator speaking to you, and you would go, I don't care. I don't even read it. I would want to know. Look, I didn't become a Christian. I wasn't born a Christian, right? I wasn't looking for God when I was 17 years of age. I don't know what age you are. I'm supposing you're in your early 20s at the very earliest, right? Right. I wasn't looking for God. I crawled out of a pub. I was on my way home. I just thought, gosh, if I had died in someone's garden tonight, where would I be? And I just started thinking about it for the first time ever in my life.
Why is your God? How do you believe in more? Why should I become Hindu or something like that?
Oh, you want to choose which one of the 330 million gods?
Why is your belief the one to believe in versus the other ones?
Well, I would go by
Versus not believing at all.
Why not check everything against what you would have to have a standard of truth to test something with? Just like a plumber or a builder would say, I have to have a spirit level, right, to test whether things are true. You have to have a standard of truth. Do you have a standard of truth by which you could test all things?
Sorry?
Have you got any means of determining the truth? Like, here's another question for you, right? Is there such a thing as absolute truth?
It's circumstantial, probably.
So not absolute.
About everything.
Is there such a thing as absolute truth? It's absolutely true. Call a friend.
I'd say it depends.
No?
Depends what the question is. I think if I'm standing here, then I think that's true.
You think it's true, but for all I know, you could be crazy in your head, and you might think he's lying in a hospital right now with tubes on him, but he thinks he's standing in the street,
My
right?
perspective, I'd say.
You could be wrong, right?
Yeah.
You could be wrong about that.
You could be wrong too.
Okay, but I'm not claiming I'm standing in the street.
Well, what I'm saying, but like your belief,
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong too.
Okay, what is the definition of reality? What is
I'm sure you know.
the definition of truth? Okay, I'll give you a definition of truth. That which conforms to reality. Okay, simple. And we have to believe in an absolute truth as a starting point. So we could then say, if this is absolute truth, I can test all these other gods to see if they line up with that truth. and I can test the God of the Bible, see whether he lines up with the truth, and then we'll know which is right and wrong. But you have to have a standard of truth, and that's why I asked the question: do you believe there's an absolute standard of truth?
I don't know how to answer that question.
Okay,
to be
2 and
honest.
2 is 4.
Yeah.
Right? Is that absolutely true?
Mathematically, yeah.
Have you ever heard someone argue that it might not be? I have. I've actually heard people say, well, no, not always. Okay, morally, however, if I was to ask you, is rape wrong?
Of course.
Always?
Of course.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think it's wrong as well, yeah. Now, if I was to say, complete this sentence for me, taking pleasure in the cruelty of children is okay when? The answer should be,
Never.
it's never.
Never.
So that means we have absolute standards of right and wrong, okay?
Yeah.
And then we can use that to determine things like, what do those teachings of those gods and so-called religions teach? And if it doesn't line up with some of those things, you know something's not right here.
I think there's a bit of morality in that. But even in the Catholic Church, I don't
Oh, yeah?
know if it's Catholic, but
What?
are you Catholic?
No.
No, you're not.
Not in the sense that you probably mean, because most people don't even know what the word Catholic means. And I'll tell you right now, it means universal, right? I'm not a Roman Catholic. So I could be considered a Catholic by some people, but not Roman Catholic. No.
Look,
Nice to talk to you. What's
Yeah.
your own name?
Owen.
Owen. And yourself?
Kira.
Kira. Nice to hear from you.
Look, it's interesting, but I just think.
Okay. Well, why don't you take one with you? You can at least.
tell you, I don't know
you
if I'll
might,
read it, but
I know you might throw it in the bin, but I can say I give it to you, and you can say, well, next time someone asks me, I'll say
Look, it's
I
interesting.
have read something from the Bible. It was only one page.
The benefit of taking it, but like, I think we have a bit of a disagreement. But
Well, you have to start somewhere, right?
and again, I don't think. I just think logically, I can wrap my mind around it. That's what-
Yes, but
I just think that
No,
you
I would
believe in
say-
one thing, and I think the next
As
person
I-
believes in something a bit
I know.
different.
But as I said to you earlier, I would say you're suppressing the truth that you know. You know that there's a building here, yet you're not going to say to me there was no builder. And when I say there's even bigger things
I
like
just
the
think-
universe, you're going to go, maybe.
I think it's a bit naive. We don't even know if there's life. The rest, there could be. I think the odds are there is. I just think it's a bit naive that humans, whether it's Christians or Hindus or Buddhists or whatever, know
Yeah.
how it all started. I
And
just think,
yet, you don't do the same when it comes to a simple building. You accept that whether you
course I
saw
do.
the building or not. The builder doesn't have to, you never saw him in your life, but you know there's a builder. And you take something even bigger
but
than
I
that.
couldn't do complex mathematical questions
Well,
in my head.
From the
So,
lesser to the greater, right? This is more, the whole universe is more complicated.
Of course it is. That's why I can't comprehend it.
So
I won't be able to figure
therefore,
it out.
does it not mean it has an even greater mind behind it?
I think if I
An
was
even
gonna,
bigger builder?
I think if I was going to come to a decision that I was religious, I'd have to look at all of them.
I didn't even talk about religion yet.
I think it's about God. I think that's kind of the core concept of it.
Well, that's just the reality. Okay, nice to talk to you guys,
Nice talking
Owen
to you.
and Kira. And I didn't get your name.
Carrie.
Carrie.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Oh, sorry. Hello. Oh, did you? Well, you passed by a moment ago, right?
Yeah.
You want to answer a question? Okay, go ahead. Fire away. Huh? Well, what do you see there, for example? A woman? Like, was she black and white? Is she old or young or?
Young.
Yeah, most people see only a young woman, but they don't see the older lady.
I see the older lady.
Yeah, you do. And is she which one? What's she doing? This older lady?
She's looking down.
She's looking this way, and the other one's looking the other way. See,
Can't
some
see
people.
The other one.
What, you can't stand over here then? Stand over here. Look, there's a young woman with a feather on her head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the old lady looking down.
Yeah. With black hair.
See, now it's all about perspective, is it not?
Yeah.
How you where you're standing, how you see things. If I was to go like this, that's what I do. I sometimes go like that and say, "Do you see it? Do you see like the old lady there?
Yeah.
You can see her chin, you can see her mouth, you can see her eyes."
Oh yeah, it's like a witch.
Well, yeah. Okay, so what do you read there?
God is now here.
Oh, that's the first time today.
God is nowhere.
See, some people read it as God is nowhere. Now, which one is it?
God is nowhere. God is now here.
Okay, now I'm not saying it's either one. I'm letting people decide themselves. They'll say, well,
God
so
is now
yeah.
here.
So the atheists, some people are saying, oh, I'm an atheist and I believe that the God is nowhere. Some people are going to say, you're religious because you're saying God is not here. So what I'm doing is actually getting conversations with people on three basic things. Would you like to answer three questions? Yeah?
Run, yeah.
Okay, number one, is there a God?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Now, just to be clear, I have to ask a follow-up question on that. By God, what do you actually mean? Seeing that we could be talking about two different things, right? What do you mean? What is God to you? Huh?
Jesus.
That's going a bit too far now. I mean, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying, like, I just mean the definition of God.
Everybody has a different God.
Well, but you still aren't answering the question. What is God?
It's a person.
You're a person,
Yeah,
right? You're
no.
people, right? Right? But you're not
It's a
God.
spirit, I
A
suppose.
spirit, okay. Okay, the most common answer that I would get to that question is the creator.
We want to go back to religion.
The creator of the universe, that sort of thing, right? That's what most people mean. And yet you have in some religions like Hinduism, you've got 330 million gods. That's why when she says Jesus, I think she's probably from a more of a Christian background, Catholic background. See?
Yeah.
Right. So a Hindu might have said, well, we've got 330 million gods, so take your pick. Right? So basically that was my first question, right? Second question. Do you have a soul?
Yeah.
All right. Now, you know what the second question is going to be on that is, what do you mean by soul?
It's the thing that leaves your body when
The
you
thing
die.
that leaves your body. So you don't have one at the moment, just when you...
Well, like
What?
you do. It's just
You do?
inside you. Like,
Okay, so what is it?
It's
Some
like
people
a
are going to say
It's an unseen
it's
party.
that, yeah, the immaterial part of you, sometimes called spirit or soul. You have a personality, etc. And when you die, does it leave your body? Is that what you're saying? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you believe that?
Yeah.
All right. So the third and final question is this. What do you think happens to you when you die?
An afterlife.
there's nothing.
An afterlife. Like, where?
Don't know.
I think it depends on the person.
Oh, yes. Yes, I think it depends on the person as well. But what does it mean? Like, oh, if a person prefers to go to heaven or something like that?
No, like,
Huh? But
I
if they...
don't know, like, there could be some evil fellow walking around who dies and
Oh, but
then they
who
talk
determines
to people.
who? Okay, now a lot of people, to answer that question, a lot of people would say there's a heaven and there's a hell. That's what most people would say, right? But then the question is, and who determines where one goes? Right? Me.
Yourself.
Oh, I thought you meant me. Okay. So yourself, you just said I'm going to heaven no matter what.
No, it depends what you're doing in life, like.
Well, supposing you're just like everybody else and they've no interest in God, and then they go, I wouldn't mind a nice place, but as I don't go to church, but I'd like to go to where God is,
Maybe
big
they go to
time.
neither, and
Huh?
maybe they go to neither, then their soul just wanders around.
Right. A lot of people think that as well. Wandering souls. Right? But the reality is most of you don't seem to know. Right? Now, does anyone know? Say, for example, your man Jesus that you mentioned. Do you think he knew
He knew what? Where he was?
where people go? Do you think God knows where people go?
Maybe.
I think he should
I
know.
think he'd have a good guess.
Good guess. Okay. Well, here's the reality. Since you don't know, there's a few blanks probably in your understanding. All right. Biblically speaking, that's what I believe. I'm a Bible preacher. We have a church here in Killarney. You're not from here, obviously. You're visiting. But basically, that it is appointed unto every single person to die one time, and then after this, there's going to be a judgment. Right? The question is, what are you going to do when you face the judgment and you have to face God? Do you think you'd be okay?
Yeah.
Why?
And-
Why? Do you think you're a good person? I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Really, a lot of people would say that they're a good person.
Yeah.
But on what basis can you say that? Surely there has to be a standard by which you can test yourselves to see whether you are a good person. Like if you say, "Well, I'm better than most people," is that what it is? Maybe you never.
Everyone's going to say that about themselves.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the 10-step? No, not 10-step. The 10 Commandments. Right. Well, say for example, you were to check yourself by one, go through them and see, am I a good person? It says here, you shall not lie.
Yeah.
Have you ever lied before?
Yeah. Have.
Right. What do you call someone who tells lies?
Liar.
What are you?
A liar.
Right. That's one thing, right? You shall not covet. That means to desire other people's stuff and to want it so badly you would even, some people even steal because they, have you ever stolen something before? Don't lie to me now, because
As
you
a
are a
child,
liar.
yes,
You
as
are
a
a liar
child,
after all.
No,
No, as a child I did, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be a small little thing. Someone else could steal bigger things. But the thing is, if God judged you based on the 10 Commandments, how do you think you do?
Grand.
You think you're grand, even though you're a liar and a thief.
Yeah.
Right. Here's the problem: we've got a high standard for ourselves, but unfortunately, we all fall short of God's standards.
Yeah.
See? Now, you weren't expecting all this today, were you?
No.
So a test of this, it just gives you into, it gets you to think about things,
Yeah.
right? And since you don't know when you're going to face the final day, are you prepared for it? And I'm trying to get people to be prepared to meet God, and not just say, well, I'm prepared to meet God and now live in fear the rest of my life. It is a matter of saying, because I'm going to meet God, it gives me a whole new perspective of how I live. So I don't want to face God on Judgment Day and find out you are in big trouble.
Here will be grand.
You won't be grand. That's the thing. Why do you think you're going to be grand? Well, was he a preacher or something?
No, he's very religious.
I'm not very religious, am I?
We have to make a move, grand.
Oh no, make a move. You can take one of these with you if you like. I'll tell you what that is. That's the Gospel of John. Have you got a pocket for it?
Other ones he didn't have.
Post these on TikTok.
No. I put them on YouTube, on our YouTube channel. If they're any good. Do you want to be on YouTube? Okay, well, look up the church, Living Rock Church, Killarney, and you might see it. It all depends on the quality of the recordings. Some people don't like their faces to be seen on YouTube. Like they don't want people to see them. Good to see you. Okay. All right. Thanks. Bye.